What's up, guys? I haven't done one of these videos in a while, but I figured, I think it's been a few months since my last EDC video. I might as well do an updated one. This one will be different because, as you can see there, it includes my bag that I carry on a daily basis. In general, for my EDC, I just kind of show you what I carry in my pockets and on my person, because that's like true EDC. Like, I'm gonna have my pants on, and that means I'm gonna have the contents of my pockets with me, versus a bag, which is a little more hit or miss on whether I'll actually have it with me or not. In general, I do carry this bag regularly, although if I go out shopping, like grocery shopping or running errands, I'm not gonna have this bag. But for this bag, I carry it to work, and if I go to Manhattan or whatever to hang out, this will be the bag that I carry. But I'll get to that later. I guess might as well start off. My watch, as you can see, it's 4 to 5 o'clock. It's Friday the 13th. Ooh, creepy. I'm still using my Seiko Black Monster. I switched up the band though. This is still a Modena band, but it's actually using a buckle instead of that quick release buckle, I suppose you could say. This is just a standard watch strap buckle. The Modena straps themselves are really nice. You can see it's in a nice tire tread pattern. The Modena straps are very nice. They're like a silicone rubber hybrid, I think. But the problem is they use really cheap hardware. I don't have it handy. It's actually over in my room, and right now I'm like in between my living room and kitchen. But that normal watch strap that it normally has, the clasp, it started like really opening really easily, just because it's like really thin, cheap metal, not made that well. But whatever. For a $12 strap, what can you expect? So I went ahead and switched to the more traditional, like belt buckle style of buckle. In my right pockets, I have today my Spyderco Delica. It's kind of dirty. I still have to clean it. I do use my knives at work. I work in an industrial environment, even though I'm not technically like doing physical building of anything, like I'm in test, but it's still handy to open boxes and whatnot. And also in the watch pocket of my pants, I have this. This is new. I just got this yesterday. It's not gonna focus. Come on, focus. Well, whatever. It's a Spyderco Dragonfly 2. You can see with the new paperclip style pocket clip versus the older one where it was just molded in. And this one happens to be in a ZDP 189. Is it gonna focus? It's like too much stuff in the background. I can't block it all. Anyway, it's in ZDP 189. You can see it's in the British Racing green handles. So far, I really like this knife. I may do a review on it in the future. I generally, even though I'm really into knives, I don't review knives that often. I don't know. I just not really something that I want to review. But this, so far, just from one day of carrying it, I'm gonna say it's pretty close to like a perfect EDC folder if you don't plan on really hard using it. In general, I will carry 2 knives with me, and I feel like these 2 knives pair up very well. This Dragonfly is like, I think, 1.2 ounces, and this is like just under 4 ounces or something. And with the Delica, I'm not worried about hard using it. It does have steel liners in here that are drilled out. A much stouter blade versus the Delica has a somewhat of a narrower blade. But anyway, separate video, if at all. But I do love this knife. It is expensive. This costs more than this. But this does have ZDP 189, and you can always get the VG10 version, which I'm sure is fine. I do love VG10, but at the same time, it probably just won't have the same edge holding retentions as ZDP 189 does. Here is my wallet. It's a saddleback card holder in coffee brown. Originally, I had gotten this for my friend, and I had actually gotten myself the burgundy color. But I actually ended up liking this color a lot more, and he didn't really like the stitching on this card holder, so I decided to keep this for myself. I'm not going to open it. It's like private information in there and whatnot. But it's nice, it's very slim. It's not that fat in here. I have a few $20 bills in there for spare cash in case I go somewhere that doesn't accept credit cards. And then my identification, credit cards, and all that stuff. And then finally, the last knife I have on me, I started carrying this again, is a Case Peanut in dark red bone. It has 2 blades, has a main blade, like a clip point, oops, and then also has a smaller pen blade. I do like slip joints. A lot of times, most of the knives that I get, they're kind of more on the tactical side of things. But I do like traditional slip joints. And in general, when I'm not carrying this, I used to actually just carry my my Swiss Army knife Victorinox Cadet. That's it for the right pocket. Right now in the right cargo pocket, I just have keys. Right now there's two separate sets. Here is, my house key and an office key. And then I went ahead and started carrying this Ouija bar again, the titanium one from CountyCom, and an S-Beaner. And then here I have my car keys with the Pangea design pickpocket. And then it's all on like a small size 0 Macgizmo clip, I think. And in general, what I do is I'll take the S-Beaner and I'll clip it onto the second hole of the pickpocket, and then I'll hang this from my cargo pockets. But since I just got home, when I'm in the car, I do keep my car key separate from the rest of my keys, just so I don't put excessive wear on the accelerator. I mean on the ignition, not the accelerator. So that's that. And then, oh, obviously I'm filming on my phone. I went to the phone pocket of my pants and I realized it's empty because I'm actually filming with the phone. I'm still using the Galaxy S2. Although my 2-year contract is coming up soon, so I'll probably end up upgrading to like a S4 or, I don't know, I may go for one of the Nexus phones, but I'm not really sure yet. Left pocket, flashlight. I have my old standby titanium cork 123A tactical. Still works great. I did carry the Surefire Backup 2 for a few days, but there were some issues with it, especially with like the pocket clip kind of sticking out a bit and snagging against the leather seats that I have in my car and kind of like shredding them a little bit. So and it is a kind of a long light to carry, so it's actually a bag light right now in that bag. Left pocket, still pen sleeve with my old standby everyday carry pen now, Pelikan M600 with 54th Massachusetts. Love this pen. I've since gotten other pens. I went ahead and got a Mont Blanc 146 as well, but the M600 is still my favorite pen. And honestly, if I had to live with just one fountain pen for the rest of my life, it would probably be that pen. But because I do like collecting pens, I have several more. I just realized I have a stupid mosquito bite on my wrist now. Ugh, so annoying. So yeah, that's it basically for what's in my pockets. In terms of belts, taking my belt off, I'm still using the EDC Gear leather belt, the everyday belt or whatever. But one thing that you may notice is different is I went ahead and switched the buckle. This is actually a titanium belt buckle now. What had happened with the original belt buckle that I had with the roller was that I guess moisture and stuff got in between there and it started rusting, like surface rusting the belt buckle. And because that roller's in the way, you can't actually really get in there to clean it off. So I just said, screw it, get a new belt buckle. Instead of paying $5 for another one of those, like, I think it's like zinc chromed, that's chromed. It's super heavy. Instead of getting one of those for $5, I just got this titanium one for like 25 bucks off eBay. And it does work well, holds really nicely with no problems. And it does make the belt a lot lighter, as light as a super thick, 1/4 inch leather belt that's an 1.5 inches wide can be. But when you add that buckle on there, you could really feel the extra weight of it. So that's it for the belts. And then onto the bag, I guess. Extended EDC video. This bag here is a Chrome Industries Mini Metro. In the past, I used to really not like Chrome. It did have kind of like the connotation for being a hipster bag. But I do like messenger style bags and shoulder bags versus backpacks. I do sweat a lot, so packs that have 2 straps that are constantly right up against my back, I end up getting like a super sweaty t-shirt and stuff. So the nice thing about Chromes versus other bags, I did get a Manhattan Portage bag, a much larger one, but one thing I like about the Chrome bags, specifically their messenger bags, is the fact that the strap is actually offset to the side. Now with traditional messenger bags and shoulder bags, the straps, and like Timbuktu bags, the straps come straight up. And what happens is when they come straight up like this, the strap flexes, and then you can't really cinch the bag really up close against your pack. Versus when it's offset like this, you can see here on this side as well, it's also offset. This part of the bag is cinched up directly against the back, against your back. versus if it was up top, then it'd be more like just here, and then the bottom portion would kind of just jut out a little bit if you were to cinch it up really tight. So, you know, it does have like the seatbelt style of buckle, which I do like, simply because it makes getting this bag off a lot easier. You know, I could cinch it up really tight, pull on this to loosen up the strap, and then, you know, like most messenger bags, after you loosen the strap, you can swing it around to your side and then access whatever you need from the pack. Or I can always just undo the buckle and take the bag off completely. In here, I don't really carry that much, to be honest. Like I said, it is a small pack. Probably not going to be able to see very well. Here I have a Lamy Safari, a backup fountain pen, with a 1.1 millimeter italic nib on it with a Noodler's X Feather. It's just like a backup pen, and in case I need to write something in black ink. You know, 54th Massachusetts is a very dark blue-black, but it's not a true black. And then I also carry a gel-style ballpoint. This is a Uniball Jetstream. It's really the only pens that I'll use that are actually ballpoint, just because they write very smoothly. Even though the lines aren't really super dark or anything, but, you know, when you have to write on something like carbon paper or some shit where you have to transfer it through several layers and you have to press down hard, you know, this is great. And it's also good to carry an extra pen for if anyone needs to borrow it and you don't trust them using your fountain pens. And in all honesty, there are very few people that I trust handling my fountain pens and writing with them that I'll actually let them borrow it. What else? Here you have another pocket here, which, oh, I have a lighter in here. Just a backup lighter. I don't smoke or anything, but it's always nice to have a small lighter. It's just a mini Bic. Over here I have some Wet Ones wipes. You know, Wet One wipes are handy for when you go out and, you know, let's say you go to like a food festival or something and you can't really readily wash your hands. You know, wet wipes are nice and handy. I just have like a few of them in there. And then, I guess on the side here, I have my Surefire, oh, there we go, EB2 backup. I put the switch, oops, I do keep the tail cap loosened so it doesn't turn on accidentally in my bag. And I went ahead and put on the regular clicky switch back on here. I had actually taken this light on an overnight backpacking trip, so I took the tactical switch off, and then when I got back and transferred the light back to this bag, I didn't switch tail caps yet. On the other side here, I have a Patagonia Houdini. As you can see, it's actually very small. This is actually a windbreaker or a wind shell that packs away really thin. I think it's like 10 or 20 denier nylon. But you can see it's like a full large size jacket. This will fit over my medium-sized down jacket or my medium-sized fleece. And it's good because, you know, in general, like fleece jackets, they're very warm, but they're not very wind resistant. And if it's windy, you can get cold in them just because wind cuts right through fleece. You know, and this is good because it does block wind quite well for something so thin and lightweight. It's also slightly waterproof. There is, I guess, like DWR on here, which is good because if you have something like a down jacket and that gets wet, it won't insulate as well anymore. But this won't beat off water completely. You know, it will wet through eventually. But for something like just quickly running from shelter to shelter or whatever from the rain, it works out quite well. And it's so lightweight and packs so small that it doesn't hurt to carry this every day. So there's that. And that's it for these pockets on the side here. Might as well just take this out. Over here I have a mini cooler style thing. If I bring lunch to work or any kind of like drinks like soda or energy drinks, I'll usually bring it in this so it stays cooler for longer. In here right now I just have like a Mountain Dew and a Monster that I'm bringing home that I had bought from 7-Eleven today. I have a pack of gum, Eclipse, well, half pack with a few sticks left over. I'll replace this soon. My Shure earbuds. I wonder if I'm in frame. Yeah, I'm in frame. These are a Shure SH115s. It's a discontinued model with it's the clear one, so it has a longer cable. These are pretty good headphones. I like them. They're not the highest quality earbuds you can get, and you know, obviously full can headphones have better sound, but for portability those work really well. And then here I have a Samsung Chromebook. This is the one with the solid state 16 gigabyte internal storage, not the one with the 500 gigabyte hard drive, the SATA drive. I carry a Chromebook because it's relatively cheap. It's pretty small package. You know, it's not a MacBook Air or anything, but at the same time, this was only like $200 or $250. And when I travel or when I go to work, I don't really need a full computer or a full laptop. You know, when I do video editing or anything of the sort, if I game, I'll be doing it on my main PC, something more powerful. I don't need to carry that stuff with me. I'm not a journalist or anything where I have to edit video and stuff on the go. You know, my extent of online usage when I travel is internet browsing, chatting, whatever. And you know, I used to have a Lenovo tablet and that worked out quite well, but I missed having a full keyboard. And you know, the reason why I had gotten the 10-inch tablet versus like a 7-inch tablet is I figured I could type full hands with 2 hands on it, but it just wasn't the same as having a full keyboard. And you know, this Chromebook does have a full chiclet keyboard here, and it doesn't weigh that much more than my Lenovo K1. Yeah, you could get one of the new iPads and stuff, and they're lighter weight and smaller, but at the same time, it costs more money, so that works for what I need. And you know, and with Google Remote Desktop, if I need to do any sort of editing, I could just do everything off the cloud. You know, with that, it comes with the expanded Google Drive storage for free for like a year or two. So I can always transfer files to Google Drive, transfer them back from my Google Drive account remotely to my tower, and then do any editing there, and then upload to YouTube or whatever I have to do. It takes a little more time, and it requires the internet connection, but anything that I'm going to do with it, I'm going to be using the internet with, so not really a big deal for me. And then the rest of the stuff that's in here, so you see here, it's empty. Actually, I don't know if you can see. Oh, my flashlights are gone. You know, this bag is mainly just one giant compartment. Oh, that's a little too high. And then it has like those 2 side pouches. So that's it for the bag. The rest of the stuff I have in the bag is right here. This is one of the Cocoon Griddits. It's basically just like a nylon backing with a bunch of these elastic straps that you can randomly attach stuff to. It's great for bag organizers, bag organization. In terms of bags, I don't really like bags that have a lot of compartments. I would actually rather have one large main compartment and then buy my own organization systems, so it allows me to take full advantage of the volume of the bag versus a bag that has, say, 3 separate compartments. You're kind of limited to what those compartment sizes are. So, you know, for smaller items, obviously I don't have any extra pouches, so I just use this Gridit. It does add weight. This Gridit alone weighs quite a bit, just because there's a decent amount of elastic and rubber on here. But for me, weight isn't that big of an issue for an everyday carry bag. I'll just carry it from destination to destination and just put it down. So on here I have 2 123A batteries in one of these, I forgot what they're called. One of these battery holster kind of things. You know, I had taken this 4-pack with me backpacking, and then my friend needed 2 for his TheraPen, so I have to replace those 2 that were used. Then I have an AC adapter here with 2 USB outputs, obviously for electronics. I have a USB 3.0 32 gigabyte thumb drive, a monoprice 5000 mAh capacity battery for charging my cell phone with if I travel and I run out of battery and don't have a convenient place to plug in. Then I have a bottle of, you know, naproxen sodium. It's basically generic Aleve. Put it off to the side. I have a small USB to mini USB. This is what my phone uses, and this is also what charges this. So that works in conjunction with the AC adapter. Then I have the 2 cables for charging my Chromebook, you know, the main power inverter, as well as the AC cable. I have a small half-ounce Nalgene of 54th Massachusetts, obviously for my pen. I'm not going to carry around a full 3-ounce bottle of Noodler's ink. I keep one bottle of ink at home, 54th Massachusetts, and one bottle at work, just because I decided it would be like my main color and ink to use on a daily basis. And then I carry this around with me in case I'm out in the city and I need to write something and I run out of ink. Then, I can easily refill. And then finally I have a silver Sharpie here. Sharpies are nice. Fountain pens don't write on all surfaces, and even ballpoints don't write on all surfaces that easily. But you'd be hard pressed to find a surface that a Sharpie can't write on. And I prefer the silver Sharpies over the black ones, just because if you have to write on a black surface, it's difficult to write on it with a black Sharpie. But in general, you're not going to really be writing on silver surfaces. And even if you write on like a white surface, the silver Sharpie still stands out quite a bit because it does have a slight metallic sheen to it, and it's gray. And that's basically in my bag. I guess my EDC in my bag compared to like other people, probably a little disappointing. I don't really have like knives or a bunch of knives or guns or flashlights in there. I have one backup flashlight just because it's too big for me to carry EDC. But it's nice to have a backup light anyway, just in case something happens. And yeah, that's it. Pretty sure that's it. Nothing else in my pockets. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed actually seeing what I carry in my bag. Kind of boring, but it's basically the necessities I need on an everyday basis. So, hope you guys have a good day.